I am Rilin Lubindina, 19 years of age, currently living at Manlabay Dumingag, Zamboanga del Sur, taking the course of Bachelor of Physical Education, and I am a first-year college student. And now, I will make a vlog for my final exam. Um, Before I proceed, I would like to introduce first the subject, which is purposive communication. So, what is purposive communication? So, purposive communication is defined as a type of communication that takes place with a purpose in mind. Communications generally take place for serving five purposes, such as informing, expressing feelings, imagining, influencing, and meeting social expectations. So, when you utilize purposive communications, you plan and execute a communication process to fulfill any of these purposes. It is the spreading of a message of communication or an idea to a specific group of audience in the best suited formats and through the right channels. While can be different forms such as oral, written, and but the messages that are being shared are properly formatted and structured to serve the inherent purpose. So, in my understanding, purposive communication is very important to me because it helps me to know the proper use of grammar, vocabulary of the language, especially if you are speaker of any event to your school, so that the audience can understand what you speak to in front and to know the proper delivery of the words to communicate other people. I know I don't have confidence. I know I don't have a confidence to speaker in front of many people, but for this subject, it can help me to have a confidence and to face myself in front of many people. So, purposive communication is very important in human lives, especially to connect people and make relationships with them. We have to communicate to solve many problems today. They are engineers, graduates, technicians, among others, who want to solve everything to perfection without effective communication, and is not what should be done. We must communicate to convey information and change ideas to see how you can solve what you want to be and satisfied with what we are going to solve. Communications is very useful nowadays. We can make this to have a better relationship to others and to understand each other. The importance of communication is that it removes confusions that may lead to pains, misunderstanding. Without the better communication, I do believe that communication is the only way or key to open the secret of better life. A good communications lead to clarity, a better communications lead to a good lasting relationship. Communication is very vital, say, for example, in a relationship, to be open to each other and to remove the doubts. Communications is serve as a bridge which connects every people to understand each other, to listen to their thoughts and perceptions. Communications is a fundamental to existence and survival of humans as well as to an organization. It is a process of creating and sharing ideas, information, views, facts, feelings, etc. among the people to reach common and understanding. So, the five topics that I choose are listening, speaking, reading, writing, and viewing. So, listening is the ability to accurately receive and interpret messages in the communication process. Listening is a key to all effective communication. Without the ability to listen effectively, messages are easily misunderstood. Listening is one of the most important skills you can have. So, listening is very important in communication kay og di ka kabalo maminaw sa gistorya sa imong kaatubang, useless misunderstanding ang mahitabo sa inyong duha. So listening is just not the same as hearing. Hearing is simply refers to the sounds that we usually hear, while when it is about listening, it requires more than just hearing. It requires us to focus, paying attention not only to the story, but how the story has been told. Language usage and voice, and also that how the other person make use of his or her body. It will be very right to say that effective listening largely depends on the degree to which one perceives and understands the messages. So next is speaking. Speaking is an interactive process where information is shared and, if necessary, acted upon by the listener. So it's important to develop speaking and listening skills in order to communicate effectively. So the four speaking skills fluency fluency is about how comfortable and confident you are in speaking English. Second is vocabulary. Of course, if you don't have the words to say what you want to say, then you cannot say it. Third, grammar, the dreaded G word. And fourth is pronunciation. Speaking skills are defined as the skills which allow us to communicate effectively. They give us the ability to convey informations verbally and in a way that the listener can understand. Speaking is an interactive process where information is shared and, if necessary, acted upon by the listener. So it's important to develop both speaking and listening skills in order to communicate effectively. So the third is reading. Reading is the process of looking at a series of written symbols and getting meaning from them. When we read, we use our eyes to receive written symbols, letters, punctuation marks, and spaces. And we use our brain to convert them into words, sentences, and paragraphs that communicate something to us. Different types of reading techniques. So, first, skimming. Skimming, sometimes referred to as guest reading, means going through the text to grasp the main idea. Scanning, here the reader quickly scuttles across sentences to get to a particular pace, pace of information. Intensive reading and extensive reading. So, the fourth is writing. Written communication is any written message that two or more people exchange. Written communication is typically more formal but less efficient than oral communication. Four of the most common types of written communication include emails, memorandums, memos, faxes, and advertisements. So, for example, written, kanang nakay ka text or ka chatmate, for example, imong loved ones. So, that's the example of written. The purpose of written communication is to capture your reader's attentions and get your point across clearly. Ultimately, when you communicate and writing, you are helping the reader understand your perspective on a topic. There are certain qualities of effective written communication shares. And if you add these elements to your writing, your work will be more powerful. Written communication involves any type of interactions that makes use of the written world. Communications is to key to any endeavor involving more than one person. Communication through writing is essential in the modern world and is becoming ever more so as we participate in what is now commonly called information. In fact, written communications is the most common form of business communications. It is essential for small business owners and managers to develop effective written communications skills and to encourage the same, the same in all employees. The information's age has altered the ways in which we communicate and place an increasing emphasis on written versus oral communications. So that's all the topic that I choose. So the last one is viewing. So what is viewing? Viewing in communication. Viewing as a language skill is defined as the process of understanding visual text that come in various formats, such as TV shows, advertisements, films, videos, and images. In short, viewing is the act of reading visual cues. So it's like reading a book while looking at pictures, animations, and listening to accompanying sound. Example of viewing communication: sign language for people hearing loss, um, texting still keep in touch by texting, um, speaking telling someone information, and gesture good thumbs up wave. uh, Another, eye contact, looking at someone's eyes so they know they have your attention. Facial expression, looking excited, and another is sound, making a noise to alert someone. Viewing as a language skill is defined as the process of understanding visual text that come in various formats, such as TV shows, advertisements, films, videos, and images. In short, viewing is the act of reading visual cues. So it's like reading a book while looking at pictures, animations, and listening to accompanying sounds. When it comes to acquiring and developing language understanding, it makes sense that viewing is considered valuable, especially nowadays. Online video sharing platforms have also made audiovisual, multi-sensory text even more available for children. With so many schools and families opting to do distance and online classes this school year because of the global pandemic, the rule of learning through videos for kids plays a significant role in their language development. Therefore, viewing is important because as students are dealing with mainly multimodal text, they need to understand them and to become more effective, active, and critical viewers to be able to participate fully in society. Viewing helps students develop the knowledge and skills to analyze and evaluate visual text and multimodal text that use visuals. Viewing also helps students acquire information and appreciate ideas and experiences visually communicated by others. Viewing is one of the most important skills in communication because It is a way of portraying information on the record, thus giving more emphasis on the importance of mental faculty that allows a perceiver to give details about a target that is difficult to get to normal senses due to time, distance, or shielding. Also, viewing involves interpreting images for which words stand and connecting visual images in videos, computers, programs, and websites websites with accompanying printed spoken words. So that's all the topic that I choose. So uh, as a future educator, if God will give me this opportunity, so I have a short quote to inspire my fellow students. A teacher's purpose is not to create students in his image, but to develop students who can create their image. So, that's all, and thank you for watching my video.